Welcome to Concept with Justin. Today, we're diving into a world where nature meets artistry, where every curve and line tells a story, and where the future of landscape design unfolds before our eyes. I'm Justin, and in this journey through 2025's most captivating garden trends, we'll explore how symmetry and fluidity are reshaping our outdoor spaces. Picture this: a morning mist gently lifting to reveal a garden where sculptured evergreens stand like living statues, their forms precise yet organic, casting ethereal shadows across beds of carefully selected river stones. This isn't just any garden, this is the future of landscape design. The symmetry in modern garden design isn't about rigid repetition, it's about creating balance that feels both intentional and effortless. On either side of our central axis, matching beds of ornamental grasses sway in perfect harmony, their silver-tipped plumes catching the light like thousands of tiny mirrors. But look closer, and you'll notice subtle variations that keep the eye engaged and the mind intrigued. Water features have evolved beyond traditional fountains. We're seeing the emergence of precisely engineered water channels that follow geometric patterns, suddenly breaking free into naturalistic pools. The sound design is as carefully considered as the visual elements, creating different acoustic experiences as you move through the space. The marriage of hard and soft landscaping is reaching new levels of sophistication. Pathways of irregular stone slabs are set in gravel beds, their edges softened by creeping thyme and moss. The stones themselves tell a story, with carefully selected colors that complement both the architectural elements and the planted materials. Lighting design for 2025 is about creating drama and atmosphere while maintaining functionality. Solar-powered LEDs are integrated into the landscape, hidden during day but emerging at dusk to create layers of illumination. Uplighting through sculptured trees creates dramatic shadows, while path lighting appears to float like fireflies among the ground cover. Modern fencing has become an art form in itself. Gone are the days of simple privacy screens. Today's boundaries are living walls where carefully selected climbers weave through architectural frameworks, creating patterns that change with the seasons. The interplay of light and shadow through these structures adds another dimension to the garden's design. The lawn is no longer just a green carpet, but a sculptural element in its own right. Different mowing heights create subtle patterns, while curved edges flow into planted borders with mathematical precision. We're seeing the introduction of drought-resistant grass varieties that maintain their beauty with minimal water consumption. Color psychology plays a crucial role in modern garden design. Cool blues and silvers dominate the palette, punctuated by carefully chosen accent colors that guide the eye through the space. The plant selection creates a progression of color throughout the year, ensuring the garden remains dynamic and engaging in every season. Vertical elements are being used to create rooms within the garden, with trained fruit trees forming living walls alongside contemporary trellis structures. These green architectonic elements provide privacy while maintaining a sense of openness and flow. The integration of technology is subtle but significant. Smart irrigation systems respond to real-time weather data, while soil sensors monitor nutrient levels. Yet these high-tech elements are invisible to the casual observer, maintaining the garden's serene and natural appearance. Sustainability isn't just a buzzword, it's fundamental to modern garden design. Every element serves multiple purposes. Permeable surfaces manage water runoff, plant selections support local wildlife, and materials are chosen for their environmental credentials as much as their aesthetic appeal. As we move through the space, notice how each view has been carefully composed. Every turn reveals a new perspective, every path leads to a carefully considered destination. This is landscape design that engages all the senses, from the subtle fragrance of herbs to the gentle rustle of bamboo in the breeze. The success of these designs lies in their ability to appear effortless while being meticulously planned. Every sight line, every plant grouping, every change in level has been considered not just from an aesthetic perspective but from a practical and ecological standpoint as well. Vertical gardening has reached new heights of sophistication. Living walls now incorporate multiple plant species that create complex patterns, changing their appearance throughout the growing season. These aren't just decorative elements. They're engineered systems that contribute to building temperature regulation and air purification while providing habitats for beneficial insects and birds. The concept of seasonal interest has been completely reimagined. Gardens are now designed to create dramatic effects even in winter. Deciduous trees with interesting bark patterns are positioned to catch low winter sun, while evergreen topiary provides strong architectural forms that look spectacular under frost or snow. The placement of these elements is carefully calculated to maximize their impact during specific times of the year. Water management has become increasingly critical in garden design. The integration of bioswales and rain gardens isn't just practical, it's an opportunity for creative expression. These functional elements are designed to create beautiful, naturalistic waterways during rain events, transforming from dry creek beds to flowing streams as weather conditions change. The use of color in hardscaping materials has become more nuanced. Instead of uniform surfaces, we're seeing subtle gradients in paving materials that guide movement through the space. These color transitions are so subtle that they're barely noticeable at first glance, but they subconsciously influence how people move through the garden. Lighting design has evolved to include programmable systems that create different moods throughout the evening. Color-changing LED fixtures are used with restraint, creating subtle shifts in atmosphere that complement the natural cycle of twilight and darkness. The goal is to extend the usability of outdoor spaces while respecting the natural rhythm of day and night. The integration of edible plants into ornamental designs has reached new levels of sophistication. Fruit trees are trained into elegant forms that serve both aesthetic and productive purposes. Herbs are used as geometric ground cover, creating patterns that are both beautiful and functional. The distinction between ornamental and productive gardens has effectively disappeared. The concept of garden rooms has evolved to include transition zones that blur the boundaries between spaces. These areas use changes in material, plant density, and height to create subtle thresholds that guide visitors from one garden experience to another. The effect is similar to a well-composed piece of music, with themes that flow seamlessly into one another. Maintenance considerations have influenced design in interesting ways. Plants are grouped not just by water needs and sun exposure, but by maintenance timing, creating efficiency for garden care while maintaining aesthetic appeal. This practical consideration has led to new ways of thinking about plant combinations and garden structure. The use of negative space has become more deliberate. Empty areas are carefully planned to create visual rest points and to emphasize the sculptural qualities of nearby plantings. These spaces are not truly empty but are designed to draw attention to the sky, creating a connection between the garden and the broader landscape. Climate resilience has become a key driver of design decisions. Plants are selected not just for their current suitability but for their ability to thrive in predicted future conditions. This forward-thinking approach has led to exciting new plant combinations that maintain traditional design principles while preparing for environmental change. The role of art in the garden has expanded to include interactive elements. Motion sensors trigger subtle changes in lighting or water features as visitors move through the space. These interactions are designed to be gentle and surprising, creating moments of delight without becoming gimmicky or overwhelming. Storage solutions have been reimagined as design features. Rather than trying to hide necessary garden equipment, designers are creating beautiful structures that serve multiple purposes. Tool storage becomes a green-roofed focal point, while compost bins are integrated into decorative screening elements. As we continue to explore these gardens, we find that every detail has been considered not just for its immediate impact but for how it will evolve over time. These are spaces designed to mature and develop, becoming richer and more complex with each passing season. The future of landscape design is not just about creating beautiful spaces, it's about creating resilient, sustainable environments that enhance our connection with nature while meeting the practical needs of modern life. These gardens represent a perfect balance between human intervention and natural processes, between formal design and organic growth. The role of water in modern gardens has evolved beyond aesthetic pleasure. Smart water features now incorporate advanced filtration systems that support complex aquatic ecosystems. These systems can transition from ornamental pools to natural swimming ponds, with planted zones that filter water naturally while creating stunning visual effects. Gardens are now designed in layers, with each vertical zone serving multiple purposes. Ground-level plantings give way to mid-height architectural elements, which in turn support climbing species that create living curtains. Above these, canopy layers provide shade and create opportunities for elevated walkways and viewing platforms. The integration of productive elements has become more nuanced. Fruit trees are no longer relegated to orchards but are incorporated into formal designs as living sculptures. Espaliered forms create geometric patterns against walls, while step-over fruit trees form elegant low borders. These productive elements are chosen not just for their yield but for their architectural qualities throughout the year. Climate moderation has become a central focus of garden design. The strategic placement of water features, the careful manipulation of airflow through the garden, and the creation of microclimate zones allow these spaces to naturally regulate temperature. This passive climate control extends the usability of outdoor spaces while reducing energy consumption. If you've enjoyed this comprehensive look at the future of landscape design, please remember to subscribe to Concept with Justin. In today's video, we'll explore how to design and maintain a garden that balances a verdant lawn with the order and elegance of well-arranged potted plants. Whether you're seeking inspiration for a grand landscape or a cozy corner, these ideas will help you create a harmonious outdoor space that feels inviting and timeless. If this sounds like your vision, subscribe to Concept with Justin for more tips and inspiration to transform your outdoor spaces into something truly extraordinary. Now, let's dive into the art of blending lush lawns and organized plant pots for a garden that captivates the senses. A garden begins with its foundation, and a vibrant, healthy lawn sets the stage for a space that feels alive and welcoming. The green expanse provides a sense of openness and continuity, acting as a canvas for the other elements of the garden. Achieving a lawn that thrives year-round requires thoughtful planning and care. Selecting the right grass variety is crucial to creating a resilient lawn. For warm climates, Bermuda or zoysia grass offers dense coverage and durability, while cool-season options like Kentucky bluegrass or fescue maintain their rich green hue in temperate regions. Combining these with proper soil preparation ensures the lawn has a strong foundation for growth. Regular maintenance, such as mowing, aerating, and fertilizing, keeps the lawn lush and uniform. A sharp mower blade prevents damage to the grass, while aeration promotes root health by improving air and water circulation. Incorporating organic fertilizers enriches the soil naturally, supporting the lawn's vitality without the need for harsh chemicals. Irrigation is another key factor. Installing a sprinkler system or using smart watering techniques ensures the lawn receives consistent hydration, especially during dry spells. Watering deeply and less frequently encourages deeper root growth, making the lawn more drought-tolerant over time. The addition of potted plants introduces a layer of structure and sophistication to the garden. These containers not only showcase a variety of plants but also provide flexibility in design, allowing you to rearrange and refresh the space as needed. Selecting the right pots is as important as choosing the plants themselves. Terracotta pots offer a timeless, earthy look that complements most garden styles, while sleek ceramic or metal pots bring a modern edge. For a rustic aesthetic, wooden barrels or repurposed containers add charm and personality. Arranging the pots strategically enhances the garden's visual appeal. Placing larger pots at the edges of pathways or in the corners of the lawn creates focal points that anchor the space. Grouping pots of varying heights and sizes adds dimension, while maintaining a consistent color palette ensures a cohesive look. The choice of plants within the pots adds diversity and interest. Tall plants like ornamental grasses or small shrubs provide structure, while flowering plants like petunias, marigolds, or geraniums bring bursts of color. Trailing plants like ivy or sweet potato vines soften the edges of the pots, creating a cascading effect that adds movement to the design. For practicality and aesthetics, self-watering pots or containers with built-in drainage systems simplify care while keeping plants healthy. These features ensure the plants receive consistent moisture without the risk of overwatering, making them ideal for both beginners and experienced gardeners. Balancing the lawn and potted plants requires careful planning to ensure harmony between the two elements. The key is to create a flow that feels natural while allowing each feature to shine. Using pathways or stepping stones to divide the lawn and container areas creates a clear distinction between the green expanse and the structured arrangement of pots. These pathways can be made of stone, brick, or gravel, blending seamlessly with the garden's overall aesthetic. The placement of potted plants along the edges of the lawn softens the transition between the grass and surrounding features. Grouping containers in clusters adds depth and visual interest, making the garden feel layered and dynamic. Incorporating seating areas into the design enhances the garden's functionality. A small patio or bench surrounded by potted plants becomes a cozy retreat, offering a place to relax and enjoy the surroundings. Adding a table or side stand provides a practical element for outdoor gatherings or quiet moments with a book and a cup of tea. Lighting extends the usability of the garden into the evening, creating a magical ambience that highlights the lawn and potted plants. Path lights guide movement through the space, while uplights emphasize the forms of trees or tall potted plants. String lights or lanterns add a whimsical touch, perfect for creating a warm and inviting atmosphere. Seasonal changes bring new opportunities to refresh and reinvent the garden. Adapting the potted plant arrangements to reflect the seasons ensures the space remains vibrant and engaging throughout the year. In spring, bulbs like tulips and daffodils herald the arrival of warmer weather, adding pops of color to the pots. Pairing these with early blooming shrubs or perennials creates a lively and fresh display. Summer calls for bold and energetic colors. Bright annuals like zinnias, petunias, and marigolds thrive in the heat, while tropical plants like hibiscus or cannas add an exotic flair. Placing these in sun-drenched areas ensures they receive the light they need to flourish. Autumn transforms the garden with warm, earthy tones. Ornamental kale, chrysanthemums, and asters bring richness to the pots, while grasses like fountain grass or millet add texture and movement. Arranging pumpkins or gourds among the pots enhances the seasonal theme. Winter showcases the structural beauty of evergreen plants. Boxwoods, dwarf conifers, or holly maintain their greenery, while adding small lights or festive decorations creates a cozy and cheerful atmosphere. A garden that balances a lush lawn with organized potted plants is more than just a collection of greenery. It's an expression of creativity, care, and connection to nature. Every blade of grass, every pot, and every plant contributes to a space that feels alive and inspiring. Incorporating multi-level arrangements adds depth and visual intrigue. Raised platforms, tiered shelves, or hanging planters introduce vertical layers that contrast with the flat expanse of the lawn. For example, placing a tall planter at the back, a medium-sized one in the middle, and a trailing plant at the front creates a cascading effect that feels dynamic and engaging. Choosing pots and plants with complementary shapes enhances the design's balance. Circular pots with rounded shrubs evoke a soft, organic look, while angular planters with sharp-edged succulents create a modern, minimalist vibe. Combining these shapes thoughtfully ensures the garden feels cohesive and intentional. Borders around the lawn provide a polished frame that ties the garden together. Low hedges, flower beds, or rows of evenly spaced pots can define the edges of the lawn, emphasizing its lushness while seamlessly connecting it to surrounding elements. For gardens with limited space, mirrored arrangements create the illusion of expansion. Placing identical plant pots on either side of a pathway or lawn centerline establishes symmetry, drawing the eye outward and making the area appear larger. Adding reflective surfaces, such as mirrored planters or water features, further amplifies this effect. Seasonal care ensures the garden remains a vibrant and evolving space throughout the year. Tailoring maintenance and design adjustments to each season not only enhances the garden's beauty, but also supports the health of its plants. In spring, the garden awakens with new growth and fresh colors. Aerating and dehatching the lawn rejuvenates it after winter dormancy, while applying a layer of compost or organic fertilizer replenishes essential nutrients. Pots can be refreshed with early bloomers like crocuses, hyacinths, or pansies, bringing splashes of color that set the tone for the season. Summer calls for a focus on hydration and heat tolerance. Deep watering in the early morning or evening keeps the lawn and potted plants hydrated without promoting evaporation. Mulching around plants in pots retains moisture and regulates soil temperature. Using lightweight, mobile pots allows for repositioning to provide shade during the hottest parts of the day. Autumn presents an opportunity to transition the garden into warmer, earthy tones. Overseeding the lawn fills in sparse areas and prepares it for cooler weather. Potted arrangements can feature chrysanthemums, ornamental peppers, or flowering kale, creating a palette of golds, reds, and purples that celebrate the season's richness. In winter, the garden takes on a more structural character. Maintaining evergreen plants ensures the garden retains its vibrancy, while using frost-proof pots protects plants from extreme cold. Adding festive elements like lights, ribbons, or natural decorations such as pine cones enhances the garden's charm, turning it into a winter wonderland. Using sustainable materials for pots, such as reclaimed wood, terracotta, or recycled metal, minimizes environmental impact while adding character to the garden. Each material tells a story, whether it's the weathered charm of reclaimed barrels or the timeless elegance of aged clay. Rainwater harvesting is an efficient way to support both the lawn and potted plants. Installing rain barrels near gutters collects runoff, providing a free and sustainable water source. Pairing this with drip irrigation systems ensures precise watering while reducing waste. Lighting extends the magic of the garden into the evening, creating an ambience that feels both serene and enchanting. Thoughtful lighting design highlights the lawn's lushness and the elegance of the potted arrangements. Path lights guide visitors through the garden, emphasizing the textures of surrounding plants and creating a warm, welcoming glow. Solar-powered options offer sustainability, and ease of installation, blending seamlessly with the garden's eco-friendly ethos. Uplighting trees or large pots adds drama and dimension, casting long shadows that enhance the garden's depth. Using LED spotlights ensures energy efficiency while achieving a crisp, focused effect. String lights or fairy lights bring a touch of whimsy, draped along trellises, fences, or over seating areas. Their soft glow evokes a sense of intimacy, making the garden feel like a hidden retreat. For a more natural approach, candles or lanterns placed among the potted plants create flickering, gentle light that complements the garden's rustic charm. Battery-operated options or enclosed lanterns ensure safety without compromising style. Thank you for joining Concept with Justin on this extended journey into the art of blending lush lawns with potted plants. If this inspired your imagination, subscribe for more insights and designs to elevate your outdoor spaces. Until next time, thank you for watching.